Lindy Hop is a dance that originated in Black American communities in Harlem, New York in the late 1920s. Meant to be danced to jazz and big swing band music, Lindy has a fun, upbeat, artistic feel that combines 6 and 8 count basics with loads of moves and room for improvisation within the confines of a partnered dance. Lindy Hop is also a language. Once you know the basic steps or words, you can start to talk with them. As you learn more moves and gain confidence, the way that you dance with the partner tells them whether or not you're open to the dialogue. It doesn't have to be a complex discussion, but the openness of the mind and subsequently the body allows for the reciprocal giving and receiving of the other in how they choose to dance. This, of course, is all non-verbal. The form of Lindy Hop is the human body. Despite the lack of verbal communication, when you Lindy, you're encountering another person. We are all made of body and soul as human beings, and it seems like dance just encounters the body, but it is simply the form for the content of the dance to take place. As Pope St. John Paul II states in the Theology of the Body, it is the human body that makes the invisible visible, because the body and only the body expresses the person whose body it is. Each dance, then, even if the content is similar, is unique because each person is unique, unrepeatable, and irreplaceable. Lindy Hop forces man's sensorium to somehow remain present with the body or the form to physically feel what the other person is saying through the content, i.e. the moves. You have to forget about the body to focus on what's being said, but you also can't have a dance without the human body. The feel of the dance is an extension of the person's physical self, and the way in which they choose to stylize or craft the dance is an expression of their inner self or their soul. 1971 Vatican document Communio et Progressio states that, quote, "Communication is more than the expression of ideas and the indication of emotion. At its most profound level, it is the giving of self in love," end quote. The giving and receiving of oneself is wrapped up in the paradoxical but deep sense of man's reality through touch, which Ong dissects in the presence of the Word. On page 171, he says, quote, "The objective reality is something is measured by one's own objective awareness as caught in the sense of touch, not merely by something out there, but rather by something out there interacting with something in here. Touch thus gives us an intimate sense of ourselves and of otherness simultaneously," end quote. You cannot have Lindy Hop without touch, and you cannot have touch without the human body, and you cannot have the human body without the human soul. It's all interconnected. The effects of Lindy Hop are quite great. Lindy Hop gathers people together and forces them to step outside of complete individualism in order to form a temporary partnership with another person. Conversely, as long as it's reciprocal, both parties are involved in respected for who they are in their individuality and what they receive and give of themselves. Pope Paul VI, in the 1963 document Inter Mirifica, writes, quote, "It is, however, especially necessary that all parties concerned should adopt for themselves a proper moral outlook on the use of these media, especially with respect to certain questions that have been vigorously aired in our day," end quote. Dance can oftentimes be viewed as sexual, and although it still involves the human body, which is in a sense undetachable from the sexual sphere, Lindy Hop is, in its nature, not a sexual dance. Lindy Hoppers, especially those who are Catholic, should be morally aware, however, before, during, and after dances so as to ensure that they are respecting the other by entering a pleasant dialogue and not a lustful occasion of use. Additionally, dancing encourages man's creative faculties and brings smiles, laughter, and joy. Human beings are made for joy and for communion, and since Lindy Hop offers both, it is a medium that I will forever continue to participate in.